that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? In the history of great cinematic mistakes, I still hold that one of the bigger ones, although it was a very, very difficult decision and a very, very difficult set of circumstances, one of the biggest mistakes was the decision not to recast the character of T'Challa and rather kill off the character of T'Challa instead of recasting him after the passing of the great Chadwick Boseman. Now, you guys all know my feelings on this. I think the way you honor somebody is to be there to carry on their legacy, to continue to build on the foundation that they laid, and not to take this incredibly culturally important character that Chadwick Boseman put years of his life into manifesting and bringing to screen and saying, oh, Chadwick's not here anymore? Let's take this character and just throw him out the window. I don't think that was the right decision. I think that was infinitely the wrong decision. But we've been over that a million times. Now, a report came out a while ago that Marvel was looking at bringing back T'Challa, but it created a little bit of debate and discussion. Did they mean T'Challa as in T'Challa's son T'Challa, the one that we discover at the end of Black Panther 2? Or did it mean they were finally going to rectify their mistake and recast T'Challa? I thought it meant that they were going to recast him, but according to a new report coming from Jeff Snyder, who, by the way, remember, just recently broke that story that they offered the role of the Star Wars role to Mikey Madison, and now she eventually turned it down, but Jeff was the first one to report that she'd even got it. He was right about that. Well, he's reporting now that it's not going to be Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, but it's rather going to be T'Challa Jr. This comes us from CBR. It's not T'Challa 1, it's T'Challa 2. He explained of the reported recasting. They're casting the son. They're casting the new Black Panther. I'm already sort of intimating who it's going to be. They made an offer to an actor who is now a superhero elsewhere, and there will be a lot on that person's shoulder.
Ooh.
Not really sure who he's talking about, but that's aside the point. Kids, let this be a lesson to you. In life, you can come back from bad decisions, but the danger of bad decisions is that they quickly domino effect into more bad decisions. For example, they made a bad decision not to recast T'Challa and to carry on Chadwick's legacy. That was a mistake, which led to the next mistake. Well, out of all these great Wakandan warriors, who should be the next warrior defender of Wakanda? We know, the Lab Girl. And they made Shuri, who is one of my favorite characters in the MCU, but she should not have been Black Panther, especially when you had Okoye and Nakia. And the list went on and on. So they made that mistake. And then they realized, oh, well, that was a mistake. That didn't go over well. Okay. So no, let's make another mistake. And we're going to again we're going to get our third Black Panther now in T'Challa's son. And maybe it'll work out great. And I hope that it does. I really, really do. I just think, Rob, you can always do the right things and have it not work out. Right? You can sometimes do the wrong things and have it very luckily work out, but our job is to put ourselves in the best possible position for success. I read this and I continue to feel they're not putting themselves in the best possible position to succeed. I think this can still succeed. I think this can work out great. I just don't think they're putting themselves in the position where they have their highest chances of doing that. Anyway, what do you think about this report coming out that they're looking at making the new Black Panther somehow multidimensional or aged up T'Challa's son?
Well, the thing about T'Challa's son is you have a time issue. Like, does that mean where's the age of the MCU? Like, is it still in 2025? Like, how many years have passed? And I think, look, by having the Fantastic Four not come from the 616, they've opened up the fact that a cornerstone characters in the MCU, which are going to be presumably the Fantastic Four, if you were to have a T'Challa being introduced from another Earth, I think it would, being that this is the Infinity Saga and you do have Secret Wars coming.
Right.
They have it built in and they have a comic precedent that they could introduce another esteemed actor to play T'Challa that isn't necessarily Chadwick Boseman's son, because I think having the T'Challa 2 and another T'Challa from a different universe could be interesting moving forward. There's something you could do that could be kind of interesting with that. where a mentor-son relationship, even though they're not really father and son, could be interesting. But
You saw that.
Brawny T'Challa. One of our users wrote Brawny T'Challa. Very good.
but
I love that you knew exactly what it was I was chuckling at.
But anyway, I just think that look, I really admired Wakanda Forever. I really enjoyed that movie. I saw it multiple times in the theater, even though Namor was maybe not. I still really liked what they did. And I really enjoyed a lot of the world building in that episode. And I particularly enjoyed Angela Bassett.
Oh, she got
do no
nominated
wrong.
for
But,
Academy
oh my
Award
God.
for it.
Yeah. She's incredible.
Yeah, she's amazing. And Ruth Carter's dresses. If I was a woman, I would want to look like Angela Bassett in Wakanda Forever. I'm just saying. But no, I mean, I think it's an interesting way to go. But I do think that the character of T'Challa should be brought back, especially because we have the multiverse. And I just worry if it's T'Challa 2, what is the timeline there? Because he was, what, like 8 at the end of that end scene?
So
in
he'd only
Wakanda
be like
Forever?
10 or 11 now.
Yeah.
Chris, I mean, again, it does present some problems. But I also wonder when he says, they're looking at an actor who's already playing another superhero. So the dude from Green Lantern?
Aaron Pierre? I don't know.
Aaron Pierre?
I feel like
that
maybe
would seem to make the most sense to me right now.
I mean, Aldous Hodge could be there. We could even go with A-Train. Jesse, gosh, what's his last name from On the Boys?
Oh, the dude from The Boys.
Yeah. We've got a couple options.
Yeah.
It's just I made this joke so many times and now I'm like, oh no, is that what they're going to do? I just don't want little T'Challa aged up a la Lion-O from the Thundercats.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that this is a fully realized adult person who
Yeah.
isn't just thrown into this. And if it is a teenager who takes on the role or something, it's just, the young man who played him in Wakanda Forever was young. I don't think he's had enough time to become the person who would take on the mantle. And so it definitely would be this kind of recasting situation. I'm just trying to, bless you, make sense of that timeline. And I don't want it to be some wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing. I don't want it to be some kind of magic aged him. I want it to be the mythos around the Black Panther is interesting enough already. I don't need a new layer of mythology thrown onto this. I just need the casting to make sense.
Also,
and I'm worried about it.
The character of Black Panther has such gravitas. And I was so looking
At least
forward.
T'Challa does.
Yeah, I mean, T'Challa, Chad Boseman was so great. Like, when I saw Black Panther, I'm like, this guy could lead the Avengers and make it very credible, and I think that the Marvel Universe would be served by an adult guy playing T'Challa who has that gravitas. Like an Aaron Pierre, man, oh my God.
Well, him or Aldous Hodge would also carry that kind of screen presence. They really
either
would.
one of those guys. I mean, I want to believe that Black Panther could lead the Avengers, because Chad Boseman could do no wrong.
Yeah. All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? According to this new report that's going around, they're going to have T'Challa Jr., Brawny T'Challa. I love that. That's all I'm going to think of him as now, Brawny T'Challa, instead of actually recasting the character of T'Challa. Good move, bad move. Who could you see playing the role in either case? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.